My name is Dr. Kyle Carroll. I'm a licensed physical therapist. I graduated from PT school in 2021. And since then, I've worked in outpatient orthopedics, I've worked in home health, I've worked in inpatient rehab, and I've also delved into creating my own cash-based physical therapy practice. So I was a mobile practice and I go to people's homes, treat them in their homes. So I've tried quite a few different jobs since graduating. I learned early on that the traditional 40-hour work week, day in, day out at the same clinic wasn't for me. And some people thrive on that type of environment, but for me, I was like going crazy. I needed something different. So I actually started working as a per diem physical therapist. And by doing so, I was able to pick the specific days that I want to work. I was able to see the specific population that I wanted to see. And I was able to work when I wanted to, essentially. It definitely came with a couple of different downsides and whatnot, and you can check out my video talking a little bit more about that here. But after working in the clinic in different settings for a while, again, I grew to be a little bit bored, and I was given the opportunity to work as adjunct faculty back at the PT school that I went to and graduated from. So since then, I've been helping work with their residential and hybrid cohorts with the musculoskeletal pathway. I get to go in the classroom, in the labs, I'm helping them with practicals and skills checks. So I'm working pretty intimately with the different students at the program that I went to, as well as now online. And what I've learned is that I love helping students, helping PT students, helping people who are applying to be PT students, helping new grads. I've learned that I love giving tips and information on the stuff that I went through to help make their life a little bit easier. So I decided to channel that energy and start working on a YouTube channel dedicated specifically to that. Now, I still treat patients, I still do all that, but I am trying to get more and more into the teaching side of things, which I'm hoping this helps me do just that. So a little bit about me. I worked as a physical therapy technician after I was a litany of other types of jobs prior to PT school. I was a server, a valet. I was a leasing agent at apartment communities during college. I was an office assistant. I worked in fast food. I worked as a rehab tech at a chiropractic clinic, and then ultimately physical therapy technician, which led to PT school. I've done quite a few different things and I've learned different things along the way. Now, my advice might not be great for everyone, but if you're the kind of person who thrives on change and kind of breaking away from the norm a little bit, I think you're gonna find some pretty good stuff on this channel. I'm pretty goofy, I like to have fun. I'm learning how to do video editing as I do this, but don't expect this stuff to be the highest quality video stuff. Really watch it more for the information and hopefully it resonates with you. I've also worked as a mentor for my school's AMPed program, which is essentially a program that's for first generation college students. So their parents didn't go to college. They were the first person in their family to go to college, essentially. I don't remember if the AMP is specifically for graduate school or if it's for college in general, but in my family in particular, I was the only person to go to college and then grad school. Since then, I've had family members that graduated from college, but I was the first one. So essentially what I do is I help the students that are in that same position. Maybe their families don't quite understand what they're going through. No one in their family has ever been to higher education before. So there can be a little bit of a shock with that. And basically this program is meant to help these students kind of assimilate into the higher education learning environment and how to handle family, friends, studying, all that kind of stuff. I've been doing that for about 3 years now, so I've had 3 different students of my own that I've mentored. And since then, they've all been doing pretty dang well as far as continuing through school, graduating. So I've taken a lot of the information that I've talked about with them, and I decided that I want to kind of compile that into a bunch of videos for you guys to learn from as well, because I figured this information could be helpful for tons of other people. I also plan on uploading a bunch of different videos on study tips and maybe different mnemonics or how I kind of think of different topics that we learn in school. Now that I've helped teach some of them for the past year, I feel a little bit more comfortable in kind of explaining these things to break them down in ways that might be a little bit simpler for a physical therapy student to understand. And remember, I'm always open to suggestions for content that you guys want to see, so don't ever hesitate to comment down below on something you might want to see in my next video. That's truly what I'm hoping to create this channel into being, is an environment where you're able to ask questions, get them answered, and learn a little bit more about the physical therapy profession that you might not be taught in school. For now though, I think that'll do it for my introduction. So yeah, feel free to check out my other videos, comment down below if you have any questions, like, follow, and subscribe.